Okay, I mean, relationships, one, are difficult to come by. Okay, to develop that relationship, most guys do not develop friends after high school other than through their spouses. And so relationships, I mean, they can be difficult to grow. And if you're blessed and you have that relationship, when there's that tension in a relationship, when you're bumping of heads, when things aren't going as you anticipate, well, what happens? I mean, there are no instructions to a relationship, are there? There's no comprehensive YouTube that you can take a look at to see what to do in order to fix whatever it is you're struggling with. And most guys, stereotypically men, we do not deal with stress at home as well as our wives do. Women, you can deal with relational stress far better than guys can. Men at work, we do great. At work because you know what the rules are. And so we can deal with stress at work, but when it comes to the house, when it comes to relationship, we've got no idea in the world what to do. And so what takes place is what's called stonewalling. You may have even witnessed this. You're talking to your husband, or you're talking to the male, and all of a sudden he kind of leans back and starts counting the ceiling tiles. It's like he just completely and totally shuts you out. And what that is we don't know what to do. We don't know what to say, and so we decide we're just going to block ourselves off, and hopefully they stop talking and go away in a few minutes. I've always wanted to preach on that first relationship, Adam and Eve, that first couple. They were in the Garden of Eden. It was paradise. They were walking and talking with God. There was no sin. There was no conflict. All was just wonderful. And I've always wanted to preach on Genesis chapter 2, verse 25. And they were both naked. And I wanted to preach on that just to see the expression of some of the face. I can't believe pastor's talking about being naked in church. But I mean, I've always wanted, but they were naked. Not just physically naked. They were naked in every way. They were completely and totally exposed emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. They were completely and totally open and honest with each other relationally. I mean, it was the perfect marriage. It was the perfect relationship. I've heard it said before, marriage is essentially one broken hot mess becoming one flesh with another broken hot mess. And it's the truth, isn't it? And my friends, I'm not just talking about marriages. I want to talk about all relationships that you are involved in, whether it's with a spouse or with a grandparent, with a grandchild, even with coworkers. I mean, the truth is, all of our relationships are messy. Relationships are difficult. Relationships are messy. And so stop running when things get tough. Because that's what we have a tendency to do, isn't it? And have you ever noticed when things get tough, we have this idea of what needs to be done to fix it? It's like, I know what needs to happen. I know what needs to take place. And then we begin to force what we think needs to take place when all of a sudden it is just not the right thing to be doing. I mean, I think we do things like this. I think we fall to persuasion. When a relationship has got some stress in it, when it's got some difficulty in it, we go to persuasion. Hey, we go to persuasion. Okay, well, all we do is we start talking, and we start talking, and we start talking. We overload them with information, and we just hope that if they begin to take in enough information, then they're going to see things my way. If I can just convince them that I'm right and that you're wrong, then our relationship would be great. Then we would be back on track. Once again, stereotypically, most men, when a relationship has got tension in it, okay, you know what? We kick into this fix-it mode, don't we? We just want to fix what's wrong. We'll analyze it to the best of our ability, and then we just want to correct whatever it is that's wrong. And sometimes you can't fix it. Have you ever heard this? Okay, I don't need you to fix my problems. I just need you to listen to me. You don't need to fix anything. Suzanne has told me that before, and I'm good at it for a while, and then I fall off and I try to fix everything again. But it's no, I don't need you to fix it. Just listen to me. Or how about this one? Just love me. Just love me for who I am. Okay, just accept and love me for who I am. But I think one of the first things we do is we try to persuade them that I'm right. And we think if we overload them with information, then they'll see things my way. I think secondly, we try to make people feel guilty. This is the shame and blame kind of attitude, right? I can't believe after everything I've done for you, after everything I gave you, after everything I sacrificed for you, after all the opportunities I opened up for you, this is the way you're going to treat me? And we just want to point our finger and we want to make them feel guilty, or maybe just want to control the relationship. By whatever means you can. We just want to control them, like put them in a box and make sure they do exactly what it is that we want them to do. And you know how other people respond to that? When we try to persuade them, or we try to make them feel guilty, or we try to control them, they don't respond well to that, do they? In fact, oftentimes they'll keep you at arm's length. They'll close themselves off emotionally. They'll close themselves off relationally. To try to persuade them or shame them, make them feel guilty. All of a sudden, what we're showing them is that, you know what, your feelings don't matter. And they feel unaccepted and unloved.